All right, I'm not going to lie to y'all. This one hurt. This one hurt. LSU 19, Ole Miss 24. We're going to unpack both sides of this. I'm going to speak from the heart. I was telling Cato before we got on the air here, we just got to rip the Band-Aid off. There's a lot of stuff that I don't want to talk about, but we have to address it. It's our duty to y'all. It's our agreement to y'all to be real on this channel, to be real on this show. And right now we're going to do exactly that. So if you're a college football sicko and you love this sport, you live and die with the ups and downs of Saturday, we appreciate you. We want you subscribed because you love college football, how we love college football. All right, so if you're an LSU fan licking your wounds, if you're an Ole Miss fan still probably maybe you've been awake since the game ended yesterday. I don't know. But regardless, make sure you're locked in. Make sure you are subscribed. I'm hurt, man. I'm hurt. I think the only person that had as bad of a time after this game as I did was Whit Weeks, for obvious reasons. I mean, anytime you lose to your seemingly now girlfriend's father, that's never a good situation. But I kept watching this game, man, and every single play where it came down to a close one for LSU on the defensive side and Ole Miss in like third and manageable or heck third and long, I just kept saying to myself, Ole Miss is going to find a way to convert this. Ole Miss is going to find a way to make a play here, and they did exactly that. So you give a lot of credit to Ole Miss on fourth down, going for the throat. Freaking love that from Lane Kiffin. We'll get to that in a second. Staying on the LSU side of things here. I am officially now worried about this offense. Officially. Okay, y'all know me. I am slow to overreact to things. I try my best to be measured as much as possible, and if we're late to it, we're late to it. I am officially right now worried about LSU's offense because I think there is less and less of a reason to be optimistic about the offense. I'll explain what I mean right now. The Clemson game. Hey, Clemson's got 3 first-round draft picks. Okay, so you didn't light up the scoreboard. Week 1, on the road, just find a way to win and move on. Great. Florida. Yeah, okay, you scored 13 points offensively. Still a good defense, though. I mean, they're not allowing a bunch of points to anybody. Say what you want about the USF loss. Like, okay, cool, you find a way to win on defense. Awesome. Then we get to this game. And all I said in this game, going in, Ole Miss plays 3 true down linemen, meaning you should have 5 big human beings against their 3 big human beings. I'm not amazing at math, admittedly. Took financial accounting twice, but I know that 5 is more than 3, even with the 4th rush defender that Ole Miss has on the field with how they get after the quarterback. I get all that. The physics, the science that I was accounting for favored LSU, and guess what? It didn't freaking matter. LSU's leading rusher, true freshman running back, 7 carries, 22 yards. And I understand for an LSU fan today and someone who picked LSU to win the national championship, it's very easy to go to the Copium and say, well, hey, listen, Aaron Anderson, if he plays, maybe it's different. Well, hey, if Caden Durham plays, maybe it's different. Guess what? They didn't play. It's not different. This is where we are right now. And LSU fans, I'm right there with you on this one, man. Like this is one where if you couldn't run the football against that defense, I don't know where you're going to have a better chance to run the football in the SEC because Ole Miss was giving up 5 yards a carry. And then I saw them hold you to 2.6 yards a carry and get pressure all day long with 3. 3. Not like they were dialing up this exotic blitz and they were having you stunting and mixed up. Like, no, they got pressure with 3 routinely. That's not good. How's that for novel analysis? That is bad. That's not winning football, obviously, by nature of the result. The Garrett Nussmeier thing concerns me, not so much in the way that his stat line looked. Obviously, that's one part of this. Throw for less than 200 yards. It's tough to win a lot of football games. It's the first part of this with how LSU ran the ball much less. I still don't question Garrett Nussmeier, the quarterback, because I've seen him throw for over 4,000 yards with no run game. So I'm not out on him as a talent. I think if you are, you're a little bit hasty here. I'm concerned because he doesn't look like himself. Now, hear me clearly. I have no intel. I do not know anything about, his health. I don't have any inside information when it comes to the injury report at LSU or anything they're saying. Like, this is just me looking at that being the game we saw yesterday and saying, that doesn't look like Garrett Nussmeier. I know there was, the murmurs around the abdominal injury. Like, he does not look 100% out there. And so that's just the cherry on top to everything else of injured go-to guy in Aaron Anderson, injured top back in Caden Durham, can't run the freaking football. on the road, all those things. And even with that being said, LSU had a chance there at the end to get a stop, get the ball back, and maybe find a way to go win the game. But guess what? They didn't. They didn't. And so I don't worry that much about the LSU defense today. I'm just looking at the offense saying this is not what I signed up for. Now, this long season, it's the month of September. We're now going to go into October next weekend. I'm not writing off the Tigers. The reason why, what I just said, I've seen Garrett Nussmeier look awesome. And so I'm not ruling out the possibility that he could eventually look awesome and that the weapons eventually could look how they're supposed to look. But if you don't find a way to run the football, then this isn't going to matter. It's not going to matter, and I can just literally take the ticket that I bought for LSU to win the national championship, and I can eat it, and it'll be worth the same exact thing as it would be at the end of the season. Okay, so there's that part of this. LSU, I'm not out. I'm not jumping ship here, but I'm just saying I am officially worried about this offense. Defense played great. And great's a funny way to say it when the quarterback did what he did for Ole Miss, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But the defense, I think, is still top tier in college football. Just played a really good play caller and really good offense in Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr. and Trinidad Chambliss is different. All that. I'm not jumping ship, but I am worried about LSU. If they don't figure it out on offense, they will keep losing. Hear me very clearly. All right, now for the Ole Miss side of things. That's the emotional side right now. We got that out of our system. We're going back to talking about the actual breakdown of this game when it comes to Ole Miss. Trinidad Chambliss is a baller, dude. Hey, I love Austin Simmons, man. I do. But Trinidad Chambliss is your quarterback here going forward until further notice. I don't care who's healthy. Trinidad Chambliss going for 3 bills yesterday against that defense and running the ball the way that he ran it. Can we just acknowledge how crazy it is? He was playing D2 a year ago, playing Division II football. And it's not just that he made the jump from D2 to playing D1, like that happens, but to do it and look the way that he's looked against that defense in LSU, who, again, I keep telling you, top 5 in college football for my money. I don't feel different today about that. Trinidad Chambliss, the poise that he showed in this game. A couple of spots where maybe he needs to tighten up, sure. But I was fully expecting the LSU defense and Blake Baker to just have him in a blender. He looked poised as can be. Made a bunch of big-time throws, ran the football at a high level. Got to get down in bounds at the end of the game. I hear that 100%. But that dude is your quarterback going forward. His ability on the ground is what Lane Kiffin's offense needs. It's what makes it truly go. And the ability to throw the football downfield as well, too good to pass up. Way too good to pass up. I told y'all the defense looked awesome yesterday, getting pressure with 3, being all over the place, holding an LSU receiving core that I think is still super talented to less than 200 through the air. Deserves to be mentioned. I love so much that Ole Miss played to win at the end of this thing. Because you get to 4th down, your quarterback doesn't go out of bounds or doesn't go down in bounds, so the clock stops, and you have a spot to make a decision. Hey, do we kick a field goal, stretch the lead to 8, and just hope our defense holds, which would have made sense. Nobody would have faulted Lane Kiffin for that. Or do we go for the jugular at home with a quarterback that played D2 a year ago? They went with the latter. It paid off. That is Lane Kiffin to a T. Trust his guys, plays to win. I love all of that when it comes to Ole Miss. So now as we zoom out on the rest of the schedule for Ole Miss, I think we need to all have this moment and say, hang on now. I know last year was the year for Ole Miss, and they had the first-round draft pick in Jackson Dart and the first-round D. Lyman and Walter Nolan. Like that last year was the year, right? I don't know, man. This might be the year for Ole Miss to make the playoff, which is cruel how it all works when all the hype and all the NIL funds are pushed to the middle last year. We're talking about Ole Miss preseason, all those things, and this is the year with a D2 quarterback with the rest of their schedule. At Georgia, at Oklahoma are the only other games I'm looking at right now where I'm saying, yeah, they may not be favored. May not be favored. Not that they can't win, just may not be favored. Ole Miss, I think, absolutely right now is a playoff caliber team. They showed it yesterday with that quarterback, with that defense, with the way they're flying around. Lane Kiffin may just have his playoff team, which is hilarious, which based on what last year was. But all that being said, LSU, tough this morning. Ole Miss, running hot. So let me know your thoughts on this one. Again, subscribe to the channel. Caden Smith on the 1s and the 2s, myself and JD PicKell. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We will keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time.